This is the Collector Car Podcast, the home for the auto enthusiast. Join Greg Stanley as he applies over 25 years of insights and analytical experience to the collector car market. He will interview the experts and throw in some fun stuff as well.
Well, now it's time to have a little bit of fun again with my little game. I gave you a heads up on this. So it's a little game I call Keep, Cash, or Crush. So I pick out 3 cars for you. And you have to tell me which one you want to keep, which one you want to cash in, and which one you want to send to the crusher. And the harder it is on you, the better of a job I've done.
Okay, this is going to be tough, I could tell.
Yeah, I try to make it tough. Okay, so your first car is a 2015 Porsche 918, today's Halo car. Your next car is the car I gave you in our Learn From Others podcast, is Canepa's 959. So basically it's a 959 that's been totally redone, made modern, 758 horsepower, whatever it is. Totally redone, ready to go. Okay. And the third car is Walters Wolf 935, the only quote-unquote street legal 935.
Wow.
So which one would you keep, which one would you cash in, and which one would you crush?
Oh, God. No. I can't answer that. That is too. Okay. So I could probably do 2 of those questions, but I can't do the crush one. I can't do the crush one. That's impossible. Oh my gosh, how could you do that? Well, I think this is tough because I think the Street 935 is really cool. I think that. Okay, so. I would have to go with the. This is probably going to surprise some people. Oh gosh, I would keep the. I would keep the 918 because even though it's relatively recent, everything has a way of coming back around with Porsche as far as classic cars are concerned. And let's face it, there's only 918 in the world. I forget the exact number that came to the United States. It's less than half that by a good number. And that time will come around on that. And those who are listening that remember the roller coaster ride with the Carrera GT, where they came out, they went down for a little bit, and then they went back up to where they were new, and then they shot back up in value. Now, that's all talking about, of course, from a money standpoint. I just think from a heritage standpoint, when you look at the direction that things are going with electric mobility and hybrids, the 918 really stands as the first performance hybrid sports car. I think that car will get its time in the future, and you're going to want to have that in your collection. So for me, I would have to keep that car, and then I just can't between the next one, the Cash or Crush. Both of the choices for Cash or Crush. The next 2 choices. Are probably good for the cash option, but as someone who works where we restore cars and to keep our goal in life is to keep them on the road for enjoying, I could never crush anything. So, am I going to be the first person that's going to not answer your question?
Yes, but I love all the dead silence. That's priceless. So I do like that. You know what? I almost gave you a third car I originally was going to go with, and you can listen, for our listeners, you can listen to the Learn From Others podcast to hear the backstory on this, was your original Fiero.
Oh.
Could you crush that one?
If you... Now, between these cars here, the only history that car has is with me, and so I think it would be less missed in the world than any of these 3 Porsches that you pointed out. So, if that's how we get out of this, then okay. But
I didn't mean to make it. Actually, I did mean to make it hard on you. So
yeah,
I can't apologize.
You did.
I did. So, well, cool. Well, how can our listeners learn more about you and the work you're doing at Porsche?
Well, I appreciate that, Greg. If you log on to PorscheUSA.com/classic, you'll find a lot of the work that's going on within the Porsche Classic division. There's a lot to come. So you'll see that updated. There's some fun pages in there if you scroll to the bottom. A lot of uploads of historical documents. So if you love the original color books, or you're curious about the tire fitments from the modern tires onto the classic cars, all that information is in PorscheUSA.com/classic. So that's where I would like to direct the listeners who are interested. On a personal standpoint, I am on LinkedIn as well as Instagram at ray.shaffer, Shaffer.
You can see your Fiero on your Instagram channel
There it
every
is.
once in a while.
There it is. Is that the
There you
one? Is that the one we're crushing? Are we talking about?
No. We'll do your original. Your original was probably crushed already.
It probably already is. So yeah, that's right. We're probably okay on that.
Not your 13,000 mile original one you have currently. So.
Only the second.
Well, cool. Yeah, second owner. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Ray.
You're welcome, Greg. Thank you for the opportunity. It's fun to talk with you despite the difficulty of your popular game.
Cool. Thanks, Ray.
You're welcome, Greg. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Collector Car Podcast. Don't forget to give us a nice rating on iTunes and be sure to follow us on Instagram and everywhere else at the Collector Car Podcast.